Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Let's Talk News. I'm your host, Leticia Remauro, and I hope you're going to join us tonight because I've been away for quite a few days, and I'm sorry about that. I had a nasty kidney infection, and I just could not sit in this chair. As much as I miss you all, I just could not do it. But I'm back. Thankfully, the doctors got me back in order, and so much has been happening. It's just absolutely crazy. So somebody remembered me. Hi, Kevin from across the world. Good to have you here with us. And Santillian from the other side. Well, no, midway, right, to Australia. How are you, Robert? I've been praying for you and for Hawaii. I hope that all is well with you and your family. Those floods looked terrible. So I hope all is well. Hello, Kevin. Yeah, good to have you. Francine, I am. I'm feeling a little better. Still some pain, but feeling better overall, which is great. Thank you, Lucille, my OG. I appreciate it. And I am happy to be back. How are you, Angela? You are very welcome. I hope there was not too much damage. I mean, it's just crazy, especially now with DHS not fully funded. It's amazing to me how these Democrats continue, continue to just destroy the American people. They don't care. They don't care about Americans. They care about illegal migrants. That's who they care about, and that's who they fight for, but not for the Americans who are standing in lines and they're hoping to cause pain. I mean, that's what they're doing. They want to inflict pain on the American public so that they think that will make the public vote for Democrats in the midterm elections. So, the Constitution has nothing to do with it. The service to the people has nothing to do with it. One thing and one thing only: power and control. Well, that's two things, but same, right? Hello, Debbie. How are you? Hi, Andrew. Happy Wednesday to you. Lots of lost homes. Yeah, I'm so sorry. And I know you still haven't recovered from the fires that occurred several years ago. I'm just, my heart breaks. My heart breaks. They think we are not watching what they're doing because of the war, which is what they talk about. I can't imagine that all this is for real. I just can't. They think that people forget. They think that people are, I don't know why there's such a reflection in the glasses. I don't know why they believe that the internet's not forever, or they think they can explain away their shenanigans, and I don't see how that's possible. How are you? I am much better. I mean, I'm not 100%, but I'm well enough to be able to sit here, which is all that matters to me because it makes me happy when I'm with you. Democrats are only hurting themselves in the midterm elections. I think you're right. In my bones, I feel you're right. But you never know because, again, nobody would have ever thought Iran would have voted for a theocracy that was going to wrap women up in hijabs and stop educating people, but they did. Nobody ever thought Venezuela, that beautiful country, would be what it is today, but people chose that. The Germans chose Hitler. It's not by accident. The Cubans chose Castro. It can happen here. And that's what I'm afraid of. They live in some kind of delusional bubble. Yeah, I just, and they're fighting so hard against this voter ID. And that just, the more they fight, the more that we need to do it. And a new poll, the poll was out that 85% of Americans wanted some sort of voter ID, but they weren't sure about the Save America Act. Now a new poll came out and it's 65% of people want the Save America Act to pass. So how are they going to explain it away? I don't know. Thank you, Ramon. I appreciate it. And you'll always have mine. Thank you, Andrew. So we got a lot to talk about. So let's start with Joe Kent. Okay, the bullshit of Joe Kent. So he resigned yesterday. So here are two tweets. The white is his resignation yesterday, saying that he cannot, in good conscience, support the ongoing war in Iran because they weren't posing an imminent threat. But in 2024, he said that, Iran has been after Trump since January of 2020, after he ordered the targeted killing of the terrorist Qasem Soleimani. This isn't a new threat. The Secret Service consistently failing to secure Trump is new. We need to figure out exactly why these failures keep happening. Okay, so he, absolutely said that Iran was a bona fide threat. But yesterday, he didn't. Yesterday, he backtracked. Yesterday, he said they weren't. And he resigned. And then this morning, he was on every talk show that there was. And you might wonder why. And this guy, I think, had a great explanation. Watch.
If you think you understand everything that went down with Joe Kent, you better stay for this video. After this clip, I'm about to blow your mind. Listen up.
Administration official says that Joe Kent was cut out of POTUS intelligence briefings months ago due to allegations of suspected leaks, and that he has not been a part of any Iran planning discussions or briefings at all, which sort of posed the disconnect addressed earlier this morning by the administration, saying that he wasn't privy to the classified information that indeed underscores and proves provides the evidence that Iran was nuclear empowered or about to be.
Okay, so part one.
Oh, crap. Okay, so I thought I had more of it. So the thing is he was cut out. So he knew nothing about anything because they suspected him of being a leak. And we've seen this before in Trump, Trump 45, right? We've seen the people on the inside who were put there as spies. And it really is a sin because, this was Trump's pick. And he thought he had someone who was a stand-up guy. But we're learning quickly that in Washington, nobody's a stand-up guy. And your back there's always going to be daggers in your back. So Pete, this is like those 42 FBI agents and the laptop, right? This is just showing us all that these people can be purchased, and they have been purchased. But the question is who's purchasing them? Let's see what you have to say. Like New York City chose Mamdani. Yeah, talking about, the concern that we all have that this can easily go socialist and it can easily go the wrong way in the midterms. When I looked at the Ayatollah's son, I said he looks gay. Now there's news saying he may be, and so is his dad, and his dysfunction with his organ. Unreal. I don't know what's going on with the son. I don't even know if he's really alive. I think that they're using him as, they need to try and keep the country consolidated, but I think he's dead. This guy is a traitor, paid 100%. One of our Dem reps switched to Republicans because her district flipped on her. She is paid opposition. Wow, that's interesting. Someone paid him off 100%, but who paid him off? Is it China? It's not Russia. Who is it? Yeah, he turned just like Marjorie Taylor Greene, revenge. Yeah. And I mean, it's just amazing to me how quickly and how easily people will sell out their country. But we had a president that was nothing but a puppet, right? And this all started with Obama. Okay, so let's talk about, I want to show you what's going on in California, okay? Because it all ties together. It all ties together with the people being traitorous to the country, people lining their own pockets, people getting paid to screw America. How about Crockett's bodyguard? Oh, yeah. Listen, I'm not shocked that he was a criminal? I mean, Crockett has a problem. She's a thug and she surrounds herself with thugs. Hi there. Oh, hi, Susan. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, I wanted to look at what's going on in California, and this is about home health care in California and child care in California. This is more Nick Shirley work. Watch.
California may have the largest amount of fraud in the country, as California is the state with the highest taxes and collects more money than any other state in America. It is filled with fraud. California's version of Medicaid, called Medi-Cal, has more than doubled since 2022 from $108 billion to a proposed $222 billion in 2026. Their population, however, has not grown exponentially. However, their spending has. There has been a 1,000% increase in hospice care in the Los Angeles County. In fact, 1 out of every $10 of home health care in America is spent in Los Angeles. On top of that, their government-funded daycare programs are filled with violations. While they continue to give money to these fraudsters, it is estimated that the fraud in California could be in the hundreds of billions of dollars. In this video, we'll be going face to face with these fraudsters, confronting them as they defraud the American taxpayer out of millions and billions of dollars as they live their lives in luxury, driving around luxurious cars that cost more than $100,000 that you actually paid for. Let's start first by going to these daycares filled with violations that still continue to receive money from the government. This right here is Hayden Sarah Family Childcare. This is a daycare right here. Apparently they have 14 children enrolled. Tell us a little bit more about this daycare right here. We're in the middle of the hills here in San Diego.
So according to state records, when inspectors arrived here, there were 14 kids enrolled but 0 present. And then this place was also cited for having missing children's records and also not having a facility roster.
It's kind of weird that there's this daycare in the middle of a neighborhood. Hello?
I was naked, okay?
No, you weren't.
I can sue you. I was like, I wasn't dressed. I'm a Muslim.
Either way, can we enroll a child into the daycare?
You don't know what's going on?
Well, it says there's 14 children enrolled here on the state of California.
Alright.
It says there's 14 children enrolled here.
You don't care.
I do care. Then where are the children?
You don't care.
Where are the children at?
It's not enough, Minnesota. You come here.
Where are the children at?
Not enough.
Where are the children at, ma'am? All right, so what she's doing is she's making a video right now. She's gonna send it out all to all the other daycares. But at the end of the day, enrolled for 14 children, no children here, and this is from the state of California.
So hundreds of billions of dollars in fraud in California. Hundreds of billions of dollars. Hospice fraud in California is nuts. I've been tracking that for many years. Yeah, it's nuts. They're doing it here in Hawaii. I think they're doing it everywhere. And in New York, it's homeless services. Today, I think it was I don't remember. I think it was the controller. New York City controller said that New York City spends $81,000 a year on the homeless. That's a salary. That's more than a couple makes in South Carolina. And that's not a bad salary in New York. Crockett came from the ghetto in order to hire criminals as her bodyguard. Yeah, she's supposed to be a lawyer. I can't see it. I don't understand it, but maybe she is. Love these independent YouTubers. They have to hire security. They will be in danger. I can't even believe I just said that here in America for our people needing security from our government and these fraudulent agencies. But that's true. I mean, it's true. I mean, we've gotten to that point. And that's why I say we can't take anything for granted. We have to work hard. Yeah, it is unbelievable. Philip Asfomez, convicted of 1.3 billion Medicaid fraud in Florida, pardoned by Trump. You going to talk specifically about that? No, I'm not, but we can. You tell me, why was he pardoned? $81K per homeless person. Yes, absolutely. The question is, why was he pardoned? And why was he convicted? That's, and I'm not going to get sidetracked on that. What I'm going to say is this, is that 250 billion of fraud in California, billions and billions of dollars, $81,000 a person in New York City. And I don't give a shit what party is in control. The problem is, where is our money going? And you'd know that, John. You'd know that. I don't care who it is, Republican, Democrat. I don't care. Do I know why Trump pardoned him? No. And I didn't look into it. I'm pissed that we have all this fraud ongoing. Why? Now, I'm going to guarantee that as Formez can't get another government contract. But having said that, you came on to tell me about as Formez, but talk to me about the rest of them. So does that mean because Trump pardoned somebody or did something wrong that we shouldn't go after the rest? That's the problem, is that you guys can't bring up a conversation that makes sense. So there are no audits. Well, that's the whole thing. I mean, de Blasio, when he left, he put in, and this I brought up when I was campaigning, he put in, and a lot of states and cities have this, these no bid contracts that you could just automatically open up a shelter, a homeless shelter, get the address, and you automatically get the grant. You don't have to prove anything. You automatically get the grant. And this was coming, from money from the federal government. And that's ongoing right now. A single homeless person is worth $50K in Hawaii, which is human trafficking 101. We see it firsthand. Well, that's a good point. And 50 is peanuts. 81,000 in New York City. Fauci was pardoned, and so was Hunter. We don't even know why. Please, yeah, I don't like the look of that, but that because Trump pardoned that guy, we should accept fraud. Is that what he's saying? I don't know. These bots are just fucking ridiculous. Newsom is getting it with his cronies. Yeah, well, speaking of Newsom, I want you to see what his X account posted. So his X account, the one that he goes after Trump with, posts this photo. Nick Shirley right now. Hey, can I see your kids? And he's covered in cameras. What? Instead of applauding the young man for uncovering fraud, instead of saying, I take this really seriously and we're going to look into it, it's kind of like Cooper, who just comes on to say, oh, what about this guy? Who cares? Who cares what guy it is? It's our money, and it needs to be returned to us. And I hope Trump let Nick Fuentes out so that he can go to work to return the taxpayers' money. That's what I hope. I'm tired of just serving time. I want repayment. Let's see. It is ongoing. We are trying to stop a homeless shelter here in Staten Island. No one knew until it was happening, because you don't need any whatchamafaces. You don't need any approvals. They're all pre-approved now. That was Bill de Blasio's gift to New York City, to his friends in the shelter industry. We have a national disability scheme in Australia, and it's full of scam artists totaling billions. Nothing seems to be done about it, because this is the whole goal of government, is to rob Peter to pay Paul. And, I'm just sick of it. If Newsom can't get taxes from billionaires, he will take it from millionaires. Yeah, he will. Yeah, I did a little investigating today, and because somebody was saying how the middle class pays more taxes than under Trump, and the top 1% doesn't, pays less. And I found that, well, I'll show you the graphic because it's pretty cool. All right, here's a graphic. Since Jimmy Carter, taxes on the middle class, blue is, of course, the Democrat presidents, red are the Republican presidents. Since Jimmy Carter, middle class used to pay 19% of taxes. Now they pay 12% of the taxes. So it's dropped considerably over the years. But the reason that it dropped was because of legislation from Reagan, Bush Jr., and Trump in 2017. Yes, the taxes went down even under Democrats. But look at how it's so obvious when Republicans were in office what they did to reduce the taxes on the middle class. And the billionaires and millionaires went from 24% then to 43% now under Trump with the big beautiful bill. So they are paying their fair share of their income to the federal government. So in case anybody gives you an argument, says that, show them that argument. Let's see. I've got a lot more to talk about too. By the way, our governor did an emergency proclamation to cancel 42 state laws prior to the storm. It's the first time. It's all planned. Holy shit. Are you kidding? 42 state laws. Related to what, Santillan? Well, it's not the first time our governor has done that. Okay, but what kind of laws? I'm really curious. Regardless, all could pay more taxes. I don't think we should be paying more taxes, Andrew, because they're going for fraud and schemes. They're not going for the benefit of Americans. And that's, at the end of the day, that's the problem. That's the big problem here. Okay. All right. Well, there's more than, well, let me just show you. This was Schumer today.
It's cold outside, but we are fiery in our determination to beat this awful, despicable, un-American bill. You know, look what's going on. War, an evil war, is consuming the Middle East. Prices are skyrocketing everywhere, from gas to groceries. Job growth in America is weakening as Trump tanks our economy. These are all things that bother average Americans. And what is Trump and the MAGA Republicans focused on? Voter suppression. Instead of doing something about the real problems, they're trying to fix the election because they know damn well that if the election were held today, they would lose. I want to pledge to you that as Minority Leader of the Senate, my caucus and I, all of us, are united and banding together. No matter how late we have to stay up, no matter how many days, weeks, weekends, months, we have to be on the floor of the Senate. We will not let this evil legislation pass.
It's evil legislation now. It's evil legislation to ensure that only American citizens vote in American elections. Evil legislation, he called it. And we know that in the past, right? He was talking about voter ID. Related to rebuilding permits. Oh. So are they trying to do land grabs, personal land grabs, like they are in New York City, that they were doing after Sandy? Sickening how this is so out of control, and shame on them for all this corruption. We're paying for this insanity. We sure are. He's got to go. Yeah, well, then we got to get out and make him go. We are not a democracy. Our founders refused to use that term on any founding papers. We are a constitutional republic, 100%. And there's a reason that we're not a democracy, because democracies, turn into socialism, and socialism turns into authoritarianism usually. How do you fix an election with voter ID? What an idiot. Yeah, but people, this is their new scheme. They're evil. They are. Land grabs, yes. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. So do you remember this?
Let's admit the truth. Everywhere people go, they're asked for a Social Security card. In fact, one way to prove you're a bona fide person who can have a job is to ask for a driver's license and a Social Security card. This is an anti-fraud amendment. Over where we go, people say, well, why can't you stop illegal immigrants or others from coming here? And the number one answer we give our constituents is when they come here, they can get jobs, get benefits against the law because of fraud.
Amazing, right? So what changed in those few years? Who knows? But their new mantra is that this is voter suppression, because we all know that migrants or non-citizens don't vote in American elections. Well, once again, the CJF, the independent reporters, have something they want to show you, Mr. Schumer.
The petitioner, Brenda Brown, hands cash money to the homeless person, not only for signing the California ballot initiative, but also as payment for them to register to vote.
Now, because you haven't registered, I need to register you so I can get paid too. I'm paying you guys, I need to get paid.
That is a federal felony. And it didn't just happen once. It happened over and over and over again. We personally witnessed and covertly filmed this happening at least 28 times over the span of our investigation. And that is just in Los Angeles. Many of the homeless have zero understanding of what it is that they're actually signing.
But what is that petition for? You know the petition for?
I do not know. The petitioners instruct the homeless to enter made-up addresses like Pinocchio Lane.
Where do I put as my address?
Yeah, just put you live on Pinocchio Lane.
Oh, you can just take it.
Oh, good.
And all of this occurring just outside the front doors of shelters and NGOs such as Weingart Center, which have received hundreds of millions of dollars in government money. One Weingart employee tells us when and where to find the illegal cash exchanges for signatures outside, and says the cash being given out is coming from a higher source.
Do you know if they provide the money that they're handing out?
Yeah,
the company
that's what they give out. When they give the money out, they got to go back and tally up if they stealing the money or not, so they got to have signatures. Most of them be right across the street under that tree. You can check with them Monday through Friday.
While another Weingart employee advises the homeless on how to practice plausible deniability and ignorance of the law.
See, they say ignorance is no excuse for the law. But a lot of times I have to say I didn't know. I had no idea.
Oh, that would be what he should say.
He should say.
Yeah. The petitioners orchestrate an elaborate pyramid scheme of unregistered petition circulators.
If I were to hire you, you would be under me. Yes. I'm under my son, I'm under him, and you under me. So it's like a pyramid game, and really, I don't need you, you need me. I don't need you.
So, what the fuck? What's going on? Looks to me like we've got some fraud going on, and it looks like election fraud. So, we need to stay vigilant and thank God for these independent journalists. Thank God. CJFUSA.org if you want to help and support the independent journalists. I mean, they are doing a really good job. I'm going to ask you all too to make sure you like this show on Facebook or wherever you're watching. Give me a thumbs up. Besides the comments, and if you're on YouTube, hype up the video, please, so that we can regain what we lost over the last few days. I will probably be working through the weekend because I've been away for so long. So, and there's so much to talk about. They say billionaires, millionaires will just pay more taxes. Not true. All will pay more taxes, including the middle class, directly or indirectly. But the thing is, and you're right, I mean, the millionaires and the billionaires are paying more taxes. When the economy is good, they pay more taxes. They pay a higher percentage in taxes and they pay more taxes, even with loopholes. I remember when he said that he was been part of the fraud, just like Crazy Maisie. Yeah, I mean, he's been, and we showed that clip before, but now he's got a new clip, right? The new clip is that the SAVE Act is evil. The thing that is interesting to me is 85% of Americans say they want voter ID. New poll that we talked about, 65% of people said that they want the SAVE Act specifically passed. Yet both the Senate and the Congress they're not passing it. So, and it's both Republicans and Democrats. We got Rand Paul saying, no, he's not going to vote for it. We've got all kinds of Republicans saying they're not going to vote for it. Now, I know that they put a whole bunch of shit in it, which I don't know why men and women's sports has to be in the SAVE Act. We really need to get that shit out. Let's just make it a straight voter ID, please. Otherwise, we're undermining ourselves. Groceries actually went down. I went shopping the other day. Mamdani's march in the St. Patrick's parade yesterday in an Italian sash. People were posting on it. Oh, really? That's interesting. Well, I know gas is up. I mean, it just took another. Oh, why'd that happen? Gas just took another leap, which is not great. Let's see. I saw that video from California the other day. Yeah, we got to get it out. We got to share it. When we see stuff that we like, share it. Just keep sharing it. What is going on in this country where we can look at videos of fraudulent activity in plain sight and there's no repercussions? Something is really wrong. Yeah, this country is not the same. What's going on in this country where Democrats could complain that veterans are being fed lobster and steak before they're deployed? What? What's going on in this country when today Congresswoman Malliotakis put a bill on the floor to build a women's museum in Washington, D.C., and the Republicans voted for it and the Democrats voted against it. A women's museum. I know they can't define woman, but you would think that they would want a women's museum. I don't know. A YouTube channel, VT Politics, released a video proving Dominion voting machines are proven to have been hacked in 2020. It was an interesting video. Yeah, I've seen plenty of them. The problem is that people want to get past the 2020 election kind of, but we can't because they're all hooked together. J6, 2020, voter ID, all of them are hooked together. So I appreciate all the hard work these real journalists are doing. I'm just a talking head. There are real journalists out there doing really good work. Crazy Maisie is posting that we cannot buy guns under the SAVE Act. She is so put out of touch. They're lying. They're saying anything they can to try and get people to vote against it or to change their mind on it. Yep, lying. That's all they know how to do. They are evil. This is the New World Order. That was disgraceful to deny them when past presidents have done it. Trump derangement syndrome. But, I mean, these are the men and women that are going to war to protect us. It's bad enough we pay them shit. You're going to deny them steak and lobster? Shit. If I knew my taxes were going to support military, active, and veterans, I would pay without grousing at all. But when I know it's going for fraud in Wisconsin and Missouri and California and New York City and you name it, I don't care, red states, blue states, I don't care where it is. No, I'm tired. I really am. I want that money back. I want everybody prosecuted. I want all that money back. And I want to buy all the troops steak and lobster. Cabal, period. It is a cabal. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. I'm really glad to be back. I missed you guys so much. Now that we know that I am prone to these infections, we are taking steps to make sure that when I recognize the symptoms that I get treated right away so that I'm not down for a couple of days. But I got to tell you, it's the worst pain that I ever felt. I thought that I was, going to give birth through my back. That's how bad it was. So, yeah, I will see you tomorrow at 8, but we got to read this comment. God bless and protect our heroes, US. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Susan. All right, I'll see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Be there, be square.